Friends, I'm about ready to get controversial. I hate summer. I'm over it. You guys, seriously? I hate summer. It's not my jam. Is it great? Sure, maybe. But I'm pretty much allergic to the sun and I'm done. So, we're going to do fall today, and I am darn excited. When I was deciding on the color theme that I was going to go with out here for fall, I was really inspired by a couple of different things. Well, first and foremost, we have this gorgeous mum that has been just coming into bloom, I think like the past couple days, but I purchased this about 2 weeks ago. It was completely budded up, but not many of these blooms were open, but I had just a few to see this color. Okay, so I've been enjoying this bad ride for 2 weeks. If you want to see the Costco shopping video, I'll link it below. The next thing I was inspired by was the installation that I just did over at the University of Washington at the sorority. And for them, I went with these just really soft, antique-y tones. And it got me thinking, I think this whole color story actually goes really, really well with what is currently happening in my garden. And when I was doing kind of some yard work the other day, I discovered that I kind of accidentally created this antique rose and vintage white color story in my landscape for the fall. It just kind of happened. And so we are leaning in. And what I have done is gather some elements that are going to build out that story. So I want to take you in to show you what we're playing with and kind of give you an idea of how I build a color story. So let's hit it. So here we are. This is the color palette we are working with. And when I do fall containers, there are just kind of the plants that I reach for. And I want to give you just a brief overview of what I'm talking about. Now, this is for, I would say this is for fall only clients where we are not expecting this color display to last through the winter. These are all going to get changed out before the holiday season. So first and foremost, mums. This is a classic. We all know it. We all love it. Another runner-up for this would be the aster. Little used, but really a spectacular option if mums aren't your thing. The next thing I have, ornamental peppers. This is an ornamental pepper called calico, and it is aptly named because of this beautiful mottled foliage. I was reading that the peppers, they have these amazing purpley black pepper. I was reading that these are indeed edible, but there's just tons of seeds in them and they are real hot. Now, the next thing I reach for a lot is actually this little cutie. This is a euphorbia. This one is actually called Siberian tiger, but euphorbias are really wonderful in winter arrangements, fall arrangements. They come in a lot of different colors. I use Glacier a lot. I also use Ascot Rainbow. There's one called Miner's Merlot. Love all of those. Now, the next grouping here are my cabbages and kales. Right here, we have cabbages that are a little bit lower lying. This one is pigeon white. This is pigeon purple. And then over here, we have a red boar kale, which is quite a bit taller, very statuesque, really, really stunning in the landscape. Now, the next thing I reach for pretty consistently are ivies. I typically gravitate towards several ivies. This one is one I use frequently. This is Golden Child. Golden Child has a little bit of that golden edge to it. So whenever I need a chartreuse pop, this is the one I like to reach for. If I feel like I need a little bit more silvery white, that is when I go for Glacier. And you can see Glacier has that little white variegation going through. And this is a really easy side-by-side. The other one, if I'm going for like a straight ivy, I really like Duck Feet. It is so adorable, has the tiniest little leaf, just spectacular. Now over here, we're getting to Senecio Land. This one with the really large, wide leaves. This one is called Angel Wings. Now, Angel Wings is not very hardy. So if you're in a zone, I don't know, maybe 7 or below, this is not going to last you through winter. However, if you don't get too much frost, this guy will last all the way through. By contrast, we have this little Senecio. He was kind of the runt of the litter from my last installation. This one is called Silver Dust. And this one, I have much more success overwintering. Let me see if the tag says anything. Hardy to zone 8. You know, I tend to garden like I'm in a zone 7, and this lasts very well for me through the winter. Okay, that is my Senecio family. Now this is kind of a wild card. I brought this in because I just thought it was really, really interesting. This is a cushion bush. This one is called Silver Stone, and it's just a nice, beautiful, rounded, mounding shape. Let's see if I can get a zone on this for you guys. I know that was a request from the last video. This one is hardy down to zone 9. So if you are in those lower zones, this is not going to do it for you through the winter, but this would be amazing if you're just doing a fall arrangement. That would be fabulous. I mean, this is just like crazy good texture. Look at it with that grass, or even with this heuchera here. Okay, the next thing I reach for a lot is heucheras. Now, there are about a million different varieties out there. So this is where you just get some really big, soft foliage. It is definitely something not to be missed. This one is called Marmalade, and what I really love is that on the reverse, you get this aged pink. And look at that. Boom. Is that the most gorgeous pop? It's like not an obvious tie-in, but I love it. Okay, next up, Ajuga. Ajuga is sensational. This is great in the garden. It is great in a pot. This one is called Black Scallop. There's also a variegated one that is so fantastic. I love both of these as kind of a little texture bit when I am building a container for a client. Now, next up is kind of the grass territory. I've chosen two. I have this Carex Everio. This one is absolutely lovely. I just have it in this tiny 4-inch pot, and it adds an amazing amount of volume. And I really like that brightness for this color palette. And then, of course, this is like an old classic. She's just always in style. This is Black Mondo Grass. I love it. This one has actually been in my stash for a little bit, so she's already grown out the bottom. But this is just a beautiful strappy foliage. And then check it out. It's popping our pepper. It is popping our kale. It's down here popping our Black Scallop Ajuga. So we're marrying just lots of tones together very subtly. Next thing, this is really another fall-only item, but this is Kent Beauty Oregano. What I love about this is as it ages, you can see right here, it gets these beautiful antique tones that when you put it right here next to this aged mum, it's so gorgeous. Down here next to these little pansies, gorgeous. So really a beautiful, beautiful addition. I also had one Origeron left, and I just kind of pulled it just to have a little, sometimes you need just like a little twinkly bit to play with, and this really fits the bill. White front. This one is not as pink on the back, but some of them get really pink and they're absolutely stunning. Okay, last but not least, we are in pansy and viola land. This is one that you have seen me use earlier in the week. This is our pansy Delta Pro Rose Blotch. This comes in a variety of shades. We've got some more dusty, mauve-y tones. We've got some more deeper rose over here with this really dark center. And when I paired this next to the mum back there, just let me bring you in close. Oh, actually right here. When I put this next to the mum, it was just, they were so stunning because they both contain a slight bit of red in the undertone. Just beautiful. Now to accent this, I wanted a little more brightness. So I am bringing in a viola. This is one of my favorites. This is one that I love to use on clients that enjoy softer tones. This is Viola Frizzle Sizzle Mini Tapestry. And let's see here, hardy down to zone 6. So really quite the good little bugger. And what I loved about it is you get a more upright bloom, really sweet ruffled edge, and we're bringing in a little tiny bit of yellow to keep this arrangement bright. And again, look at this, with this kind of straight vintage wine colored rose on this mum. The frizzle sizzle is doing it. I mean, it is just so spectacular. So with all that said, I think I'm going to start by attacking the 2 trios of containers that are in either corner of the patio, and we're just going to see how far we get. I think I might do something a little bit different for the front porch, so stay tuned for that video, but let's get after these containers. I'm ready. I'm so ready for a change. It is time. Oh man, holy mackerel. Okay. Okay, friends, we're all stripped out. You know, what I want to record for posterity, for me as well as you, are the things that actually maybe weren't as successful. I've talked about it on this, I've talked about this on my channel before, but I really use my containers as an opportunity to try new things. So the clematis. I love the clematis. I feel like it did better last year. And the thing that I was thinking about is I thought this location might keep the roots more cool, but I think that this pot actually heated them up too much. So I'm going to plant my Rigucci. That's a Rigucci clematis. I'm going to plant that bad boy out in the landscape somewhere. I had a really cool inspiration moment when I was at Tahoma Flora's garden, Camille's garden. She had a Rigucci climbing up in an evergreen. It was like so freaking cool. It was awesome. So I may have to figure out how I can emulate that here, but she's going. I need to put her in a better location. The other thing that I really liked was the baby snapdragons. They kept going and going and going and going. Very impressed. The cosmos, I put too many in there. I should have put like 1. And also, they were stunning, but they were higher maintenance, which I didn't dig on. And the other piece of it is that all of my cosmos have powdery mildew. So they are just like disgusting right now. So I may play with that. I don't think it was a fail, but I think I could do better. Gosh, what were the other things? Oh, Devil's Trumpet Vine. Kind of bummed out about that. However, the Rift Blue Lobelia was so good. She was so good. That one performed really well in a bunch of different locations. And so that is one I'm going to pull in to bring to my clients next summer. Okay. Now that we've got everything cleared out. Oh, and I left my sedum in. There's actually a sedum coming off of the end here. I don't know if you can even see it, but it is just so stunning right now. So I think what I might do is I think I'm going to start with this pot. I'm going to recharge the soil a little bit. I'm going to put in some fertilizer, and I'm going to do, I think, a really clean, I think I want my middle-sized pots just to be a mum. Just like a singular moment to rest the eye. Okay, let's do it. So I'm really loving the mum, just super simple, having my arrangement be a little bit more quiet this fall. I do have some things that I may tuck around the edges, but I'm gonna wait and see how these other larger containers turn out before I put anything else in there. For this one, I'm gonna have a bit of a play. I really want to do the peppers in here because I think the variegated foliage is so, so lovely. And so I kind of have imagined that the pepper would be almost like my centerpiece a little bit. And then I've got a couple of silvery elements and then a chartreuse grass because I want to still keep this bright and fresh. So I think I've gotten, I could be in here digging out roots for the next 100 years, but I just do like a generous tear out. I'm not too obsessive about it. I am gonna put in, I just had some Espola flower tone, so I'm gonna throw some of that in here, and then I'm gonna put in, I probably have, I don't know, 4 inches of potting soil area. So I'm gonna fill it up just a little bit and then pop my little cuties in. Okay. All right, starting off, okay, this is so cute. This is so, so cute. So here we are. This is a pepper called Calico. And this, I think, is just gonna be an awesome centerpiece. And this is really grown more for its ornamental value than its edible qualities. We'll call it that. Now I have 2 silver elements that I want to use to kind of flank it. This Senecio, based on experience, is going to get a lot bigger. So I almost would prefer to have it back here, because what I'm wanting to do is I'm using it as a highlighter. I do this trick a lot. I pop something with a contrasting foliage that's really going to show it off. So I think we're going to do Senecio angel wings here. And then I'm going to do this cute little cushion bush right here. So cute. And by the way, all of these are the new crops that are coming out of my commercial nursery. So they're really, unless you are shopping at a nursery that has had things hanging out just on kind of like the shelves for a while, you shouldn't need to break up too much of a root structure. Let's see what's going on here. Oh yeah, this is probably the most I've seen. And this, I just rip it off. And actually I think I kind of like this placement over here. Ooh, cute. Now, the next thing I want to do is I want to bring in another highlighter, literally a highlighter. And I like the volume that this is adding here. And again, this is working to show off this incredible foliage here. So when I tuck this in, I'm not only going to tuck it in, but I'm also going to give it a little zhuzh. It's like gorgeous head of hair. Because I like that this, I like it when all of my elements kind of play together, like they're having a good old conversation. So I am very much liking this. Now, part of me is thinking I want a trailing element out here. So I could go that direction. That's an option. Kind of brings in some of the brightness from the Evereo. Or, oh, I don't think I like that. I've got a lot of silver in here. So I think, gosh, I think I like the Golden Child better. Yeah, I think that's the jam. I just feel like the other one, it was like, it just too muted. Now I could put that over here. That's kind of cute and unexpected. What do we think about that? Oh, actually, I kind of like that. Okay, so that could be cute. Or you really enjoy this pot kind of coming from your direction. So that almost doesn't feel great. I kind of like, I think this might be what I do, which I know seems like a silly idea. Modern sensibility would say I would drape it off the front, but I kind of like that it's going to drape here, and I might have some intermingling between these plants and help kind of reinforce that this is best enjoyed as a singular arrangement. Okay, boom, we're doing it. Gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. That's going to be super fun. I'm actually, sometimes also, I'm scooching this back in. And the reason I'm doing that is you want to pay attention to kind of empty spaces. When I had this pushed forward, it didn't look like everything was in conversation with one another. So I brought it back so there's just a little bit more connection. Okay, This is looking really good. I think I might actually put in a little bit more potting soil and then get my violas and my pansies in. Alrighty, so here we have this rose blotch. I'm obsessed. Love it. Oh, and here is something else. If you are picking up a pansy, make sure that before you are installing it in whatever container you have, you are pinching everything back, because what you don't want is you don't want this little baby to think it's going to seed production mode, and then you lose the opportunity to enjoy these blooms for as long as possible. And what I do when I have a fading bloom like this, you can see I've got my bloom aging out, my seed head developing. I go right back in here and I simply pinch it off. Very, very easy. And honestly, if you're stressed out, this is like the most wonderful therapy. I don't know why. It's just like methodical. Lovely. Okay, I think what I want to do, now is I actually think that I might do 2 of the rose and 2 of the tapestry. That actually kind of sounds good to me. Okay, let me play with that. 1 second. Okay, so here it is with just the rose all the way around. And then here it is. I think I like that better. You know what's funny is that little bit of yellow almost pulls in the Everio. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go pansy, viola, pansy, viola. This is a very classic Kate move. I just keep the eye moving along. But I think that's the jam. Okay, let's do it. Woo. Oh my gosh, that one has like no root system. Holy cannoli. Okay, that is so cute. Okay, I am really digging on that. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. All right, last but not least, we have this little guy. I've decided to leave the sedum in because it goes with the palette. It's beautiful. It is not even cracked open yet. It's gonna echo this same color. And so I think what I wanna do, this may be crazy. Okay, let's make some room here. Let's try something. I think I may just go with this giant kale. You know, I actually really like it. Okay, and then I think what I might do is the violas are gonna get taller than the pansies. And so I think I might plant just a few of the Frizzle Sizzle tapestry in here just to kind of give it a little bit more volume, a little bit more of a floral moment, because we're gonna get this antique-y rose tone coming from the sedum. Okay, let's do it. Jeez, that root system, that is cray-cray. Yeah, let's look at that. Yeah, this just adds a little bit more brightness that I think this container needs. And I'm not gonna mix up and use both the pansy and the viola. I think we've got enough color going on in this viola that it's best just to leave it more simple. Okay. And I think I'm just gonna top dress it with some fresh soil. Oh, that's so pretty. That's gorgeous. Okay. So the cool thing is there's a little bit of space here. So I think I might add some ivy. Yeah, I think I might add some ivy, just a little textural bit. Okay, I could do ivy like that. This is the golden child. Golden Child. Reminds me of Eddie Murphy. What, didn't he have a movie called Golden Child? Okay, if you're a child of the 80s, that's for you. Okay, and then this is Glacier. Ooh, I like the Golden Child way better. Okay, That is so cute. You know, I wonder if I should get more of that golden child. I also thought I could rim it with a little bit of that black scallop. How do we feel about that? Is it too much? Just enough. Too much, just enough. Okay, I think I'm gonna do just really simple. I'm just gonna tuck an ivy here. I'm gonna live with it for a little bit, knowing that I have the black scallop. That would be really pretty to bring in here. Okay, by the way, if anyone can see this green piece of netting, this is just like the netting that we use in the cut flower garden. What they're essentially trying to do is if you dig in here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 different plants in here. And so what they've done is they're growing them super compact, and then they are growing them through this netting so that you end up with more of this ball shape. If they didn't do this, they would be more likely to splay out. So if you get your mums at Costco or anywhere else for that matter, do not be surprised if you find this little guy here. And I'm gonna probably just let it ride. However, I think I may plant this out in the landscape after I enjoy them in this container, at which point in time I will remove that when the mum dies back. Okay, that is like the cutest little touch, cutest little pop of color. In fact, I may add a couple more when I go out to my nursery. I didn't buy enough of the golden child. Okay, we've got one more container. Let's hit it. So this container is a little bit more rotund. And so what I think we're gonna wind up with is I'm gonna start with the same infrastructure as the first container we did. So oh my gosh, I'm so obsessed with this pepper, you guys. It is so stinking cute. Okay, and then for this one, I actually think I'm gonna put my Senecio on that side because it'll be really pretty contrast next to that mum. Okay, so let's get that guy in there. Gorge. That is so cute. That is so cute. Yee! And then on this side, we're gonna do our cute little cushion bush. Adorable. Okay, I'm gonna grab that Everio for the front. Adorable. Loving that. Okay, cool. And I'm gonna do my ivy off of this back side because you see it when you're walking down the front walkway. And so I think that'll be a really sweet placement. Yep, really loving that. That is so stinking cute. Yes, love, love, love. Love, 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 love. Adorable. Okay, now here's the other scoop. I have a little extra room. Do we like that? Gall, I think I might. Okay, I think I might really like this here. I think I might, is that too samey? Maybe I'll put one back here. That's kind of cute. Actually, I really like that combination. Okay, I think we're gonna add just maybe this little nugget back here. Yep, love, love, love that. And then I think I'm gonna go heavy. I think I'm gonna go heavy on the violas and pansies in this one. And maybe I'll bring in both colors like we did on the first container. And let's just see what we have to play with here. That is very, very cute. I think I might like that one in there. Okay, we're just gonna start plugging and playing here. Yeah, I think I want a little bit more depth here. So I'm gonna have this little viola springing back. And then I may put a pansy in here. Man, this is making me feel so happy. It is just the right little tone. This little one is gonna be here. Really cute. And by the way, you can kind of see what I'm doing here. I'm doing a little bit of a triangle moment. So I'm kind of like, my bigger things are forming triangles, right? And then my little guys are forming triangles too. So I'm going to mirror this over on this side, and then I'm going to zhuzh. So this side got two violas and a pansy. So this side is going to get 2 pansies and a viola. So guy's going to go back here. So cute. Okay. And this pansy is a little bit on the taller end of the spectrum. So he is going to go in here. Friends, not bad for an evening of work. Obviously, I have to go get cleaned up, but you know, I know a lot of you are probably mourning the loss of summer. And if summer was my favorite season, I'd be bummed too. But fall has my heart, and I am so, so happy. All that's left is for me to water these guys in and enjoy. All right, I hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you are. Let me know, Team Fall, Team Summer, where are you at? And we'll see you in the next one. In the meantime, go say hello to your garden for me. Bye now.